What are you here for today?
Physically, I'm just standing here.
Okay. Why here of all places? I know you don't live nearby.
But this is an abortion centre.
Okay. That's why you're stood here. Is you standing here part of the protest?
No, I'm not protesting.
Are you praying?
I might be praying in my head out loud.
I'm still trying to get my mind around the fact that I've been arrested for silent thoughts going on in the privacy of my own head. My faith is a central part of who I am, so sometimes I'd stand or walk near an abortion facility and pray about this issue. My name's Isabel. I'm a friend to some, a sister to others, a charity worker, a Christian. I'm not a criminal, but I've been censored.
Welcome back to the show. This is Anna, and you're watching Anna Speaks Out. So today we're talking about a couple instances in Britain of people being attacked on the basis of practicing their Christian faith and open and blatant attacks on the institution of the family. As you saw in the intro, the attack on the woman practicing her Christian faith was actually perpetrated by the police, which is very highly concerning. And the second situation, the attack on the institution of the family, is actually being cheered on by many people.
Police asked me what I was doing one afternoon near the abortion centre. I was clearly just standing there, motionless. I was completely silent. I let the police officers know that I might be praying inside my own head. That's all I was doing, thinking, lifting up my thoughts to God in silent prayer. This was enough for them to arrest me and take me to the station.
What are you here for today?
Physically, I'm just standing here.
Okay. Why here of all places? I know you don't live nearby.
But this is an abortion centre.
Okay. That's why you're stood here. Is you standing here part of the protest?
No, I'm not protesting.
Are you praying?
I might be praying in my head out loud.
So I'll ask you once more, will you voluntarily come with us now to the police station for me to ask you some questions about today and other days where there are allegations that you've broken public spaces protection order?
If I've got a choice, then no.
Okay, well then you're under arrest, okay, on suspicion of failing to comply with the public spaces protection order.
Before doing this, they searched me on the pavement, even searching through my hair and confiscating the tissues from my pocket.
So you'll accompany us now to the police station. You get booked in front of the custody sergeant, and then if you want a solicitor, you can have a solicitor and we'll interview you. Okay?
When I was taken down to the police station, I was then grilled about what I was thinking. Later, they let me know that I've now been charged on 4 counts because of the thoughts I've been thinking and where I was thinking them. You don't have to be pro-life to see that this is wrong. Freedom of thought, conscience and belief are the most fundamental rights and are an essential part of our human identity.
Proverbs chapter 6, verses 16 through 17 says, "These 6 things doth the Lord hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him, a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood." That last part is what happens on the regular here at BPAS Birmingham South, the Robert Clinic. BPAS stands for British Pregnancy Advisory Service and is the home of the UK's leading perpetrators of abortion. This is where Isabel Von Spruce, who is the director of March for Life UK, was arrested in the midst of doing the Lord's work by praying over this abhorrent situation. The police were apparently tipped off to the situation by an onlooker who said that they saw her standing outside of the clinic when it was closed on several occasions. She was not holding any signs or placards. It's my assumption that this woman was probably targeted to some degree because of her prominent position in the pro-life movement. Some people probably were aware of that and were just waiting to get her in whatever way that they could. To me, that says that there are people who are highly invested in making sure that they're basically temples to Moloch, where they make sacrifices to Moloch, whether they really realize that's what they're doing or not. I bet some of them do. These people will go out of their way to make sure that they are not disrupted in this, even though this woman really wasn't disrupting at all. This is absolutely ludicrous, and these police officers should be ashamed of themselves. But at the same time, Jesus himself did say in the Bible, in this world you will have tribulation, and they hate you because they hate me. But be of good cheer, for I have overcome the world. So this is just an example of that coming to fruition. Continuing on with Proverbs chapter 6 regarding the things that the Lord hates, verses 18 through 19 say, "An heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren." This description kind of seems to fit drag race icon Ms. Cracker, who apparently has no time for homophobic dog whistles at Christmas and said, "F family." The narcissistic irony is strong with this one because apparently he can attack the family all that he wants, but nobody is allowed to have any type of issue with the homosexual lifestyle. I also see this as an attack on Christianity because Jesus himself said in Mark chapter 10, "But from the beginning of the creation, God made them male and female. For this reason a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. So then they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore what God has joined together, let not man separate." And Genesis 9 talks about children, "And God blessed Noah and his sons, and said unto them, Be fruitful, and multiply, and replenish the earth. And you, be ye fruitful and multiply, bring forth abundantly in the earth, and multiply therein." So yes, the God of the Bible created the institution of the family, and it makes perfect sense, actually, that the person to tear it down would be a drag queen who plays the Grinch's Cindy Lou Who as a hard-drinking, pill-popping, very experienced woman in his ungodly new Christmas show. The guy was quoted saying, "To say that Christmas is about traditional values or values of any kind anymore is pretty ridiculous. Christ is nowhere featured in this. In America, if you look at the way people knock down the doors of shopping centers, I think you can tell that we have separated Christmas from Christ." I would actually say that that's pretty true, and Christmas actually began as Saturnalia, which is a pagan holiday, and really never should have been turned into something that's supposed to be about God, because that's not what God wants. As much as I've always loved the holiday, learning more about that the last couple years, I just feel convicted to not celebrate it anymore. But this man who pretends to be a woman just seems a little too excited about Christ not being involved in it, so that's the issue here. And then he also went on to say, "I think any opportunity that we have to kick down traditional family values is welcomed." He said that he thinks his little show, Whose Holiday, talks about chosen family and talks about the friends that really matter and what it means to have them in your life. So yeah, F family. "He that soweth discord among brethren." So here's the website for the actual playhouse, Southbrook Playhouse Borough, advertising Whose Holiday, going from December 7th to January 7th, 2023. And they say, Whose Holiday is a wildly funny and heartfelt, adults-only comedy that tells the story of Cindy Lou Who as she recalls that Christmas Eve she first met the Grinch and the twisted turn of events her life has now taken. They mention that it's starring legendary U.S. drag superstar Ms. Cracker of RuPaul's Drag Race. And very funny, a holiday offering that dirties up Christmas while ultimately reveling in its spirit. This irreverent, adults-only, again, adults-only sequel dares to be as tasteless as possible, while replicating Seuss's trademark rhythms. Flawless. Time Out New York. And then at the bottom it says, recommended for ages 14 plus. Even though a couple times it says it's an adults-only show. So, yeah. The attack on the children just continues on.
Thank you again so much for being here today. Since you liked the video enough to make it all the way to the end, don't forget to click the thumbs up and share with somebody else who would also find it interesting. Leave your comments below and we'll all have a conversation. And if you really enjoyed it, check out the description for several different ways that you can support. Have a wonderful night, afternoon, morning, evening, whatever time zone you are in, and I will see you next time. Bye!